I didn't, because obviously the adrenaline's still pumping, and I go back and watch the game, as you naturally do, because sometimes you're caught in the moment. So watch the full game. So I managed to get a couple of hours, but we were back in this morning, making sure that people were available, and it was that kind of recovery day. So there was a few walking wounded, a few took cramp, and we just need to obviously wait and see how they recover tomorrow.
What's the main thing you take away from it? Because obviously the achievement speaks for itself, but then it sounds like as a manager you're also going over it to instantly think about things you can do better.
Yeah, I mean, my thoughts after the game was we could have done better at the 2 goals. Now, looking back, I thought the first half we were really good. We lose that goal where it's a deflection of Douge slightly, and it just flies over Tav's head, and the guy, I mean, it's an unbelievable finish. So at that stage of the game, I think if you're going in at nothing each, you're happy. They get a lift, obviously. We're a wee bit down, so it was my job to try and lift them. Listen, as I said, I was really happy with the performance. And then the second half, you come up against a good Fenerbahçe team. They showed their quality in the second half, but one thing my players did, even going 2 goals down, they dug deep, they showed a bit of character, and that's something that I was really obviously pleased with.
For so long it has been separate, European and domestic. How flattering you can harness something and take it with you now for the rest of the season.
Yeah, but they've got to take confidence, because in my opinion they put out a very good team. They put out one of the favourites to win the competition, albeit it was 2-0, but I said in the first leg the game was never over. I mean, we were very good over there, and last night should I say, we were good in the first half, we could be better in the second half, we could do better at a couple of goals, but that's me being really picky and needy as a manager, because I always want to keep improving. But they deserve a huge pat on the back, the players, because what they achieved last night was great, and I told them after it, enjoy these occasions, because I thought the supporters were brilliant. They were right behind them. Even when you go 2-0 down, people might become a bit frustrated. Their heads might go down, but that's something that we spoke about as a group, and I've never seen the heads go down once. And they carried on right to the final whistle at extra time, and then it goes into penalties. And I thought the penalties we scored were excellent. Obviously, Giannis misses it, which is disappointing. It's part of football. We move on, and then Big Jack produces some cracking saves. But I think overall, if you look at both games, I think we deserve to be in the last 8.
Any particular concerns about the turnaround? Anyone in particular that's struggling a bit? You're going to get everyone back out there for the big one?
I'll find out in tomorrow's session, but in terms of us going 120 minutes, I'm not going to go into Sunday news as an excuse. They're well looked after here, in terms of sports science guys and the masseurs, and with the food they get and the supplements they get. There's one or two, obviously, as you've seen as they took off, had minor issues. There are no major issues. I just need to see how they are after the session today.
I reckon a result like that almost ignite the remaining 2 months of the season. Obviously you've got that huge double-down quarter-final, but give you something to play for in the league as well. Yeah,
I said that last night. In my opinion, there's still a lot to play for in terms of your pride. And we've got some huge games coming up, some really tough games, and obviously the one on Sunday you don't get much tougher. But as a footballer, these are the games you've got to look forward to. As a manager, I can't wait to go and sample it for the first time in the touchline. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, what are you expecting? I mean, we've not even spoken about it because last night's game was so big, but now your full focus is on Celtic. What are you expecting on the touchline?
How long you got? Listen, I'll just make wait and see. Listen, it's a place I always like to go and play. It's hostile. They're the sort of environments I like to go to, and I want my players to go and kind of embrace these stadiums. But I'm sure I'll get a nice reception when I'm standing at the touchline. But I'll need to focus on making sure my team go with the game plan that we're thinking about, and if we carry that out, we've got a right good chance of getting the 3 points.
Just to go back to last night, one last one. Jose Mourinho after the game seemed to dismiss your team's chances of getting a result in Bilbao. You obviously have full confidence this is a team that is capable.
I don't really take notice of people who dismisses, or in terms of my team and me as a manager, it just goes over my head. I concentrate when I come in this building. It's about me, my staff, everybody connected, my players. We'll just go about our business our own way. If people want to talk about us, whether we're a good, bad or indifferent team, I couldn't care less. It's what we do as a group, and we're just fully focused on making sure we finish this season as strong as possible.
Obviously, Sunday's it's a big game. I mean, you've got these two big games coming up next month. I mean, if you want to say to the guys, if you want to be involved in this, Sunday's a perfect example to show that you.
Yeah, every game they need to go and show me. Nobody's been given the right to play. You need to earn the right to play in the team. You need to perform first and foremost. As I said, I'm not looking forward to the game in the Europa League, the last day. That's in the distance for me. I've got to concentrate on going to the Celtic Park on Sunday and making sure we come away with a result. Because I was at the last game, I was in the director's box. We suffered a heavy defeat that day. Celtic deserved to win, so we need to try and change that.
I was going to ask that afternoon you were sitting there, I think you took a wee bit of stick from the fans there. I mean, is that something you're going to have in your mind as you walk out?
Yeah, listen, I don't mind. I honestly don't mind it. Sometimes it crosses the line a wee bit, which disappoints me, but listen, that's part of being in the west of Scotland. Look, I know I took a wee bit, but it was fine. I know what I was coming into, and listen, I think it will be a bit worse when I was sitting in the director's box. But look, I'm looking forward to it. These are the games you want to play in. These are the games you should look forward to.
I think it's 8 times. Sorry, I think it's 8 times since Rangers have 8 games since Rangers got a result at Celtic Park. You believe that that's a run that's far too long?
Yep, I see you've been doing your homework as well. Yeah, but it is too long. But it's a tough place to go and get a result, but we'll have a way of approaching the game that I think can get us a result. If that approach is not working, then we can change it within the game as well. So that's important to me, because I've mentioned a number of times, we've not been flexible enough as a team. Now we're starting to get that because we've had a wee bit of time in the grass. So I'll look forward to Sunday. We'll go and play a certain way that I believe, me and my staff believe it can get the right result, and we'll take it for there.
Last week you said months ago.
How long ago?
5 weeks ago, however many weeks it was.
It's not even 3 weeks yet. I know it feels about 3 years. Talking to you every single day.
What have you had to change in terms of the mindset of the players? Because the players were low when you came in, but something's changed.
Exactly, Brian. When I walked in, that was the first thing I noticed straight away. Look, I was back at the club, as you all know, as an ambassador. You're obviously looking from the outside in. You don't really see much, but until you actually come in, it was low. Morale was low, and that was one of my jobs and my staff's jobs, was to get this place bouncing a bit again. And I feel slowly but surely we're getting there. Because it's not just about us as a first team squad. This is a building that's got the women's team in it, it's got the academy in it. You've got people that work in the laundry, you've got people that work in the kitchen. I want everybody to be together, and that's something that I think has been missing, and that's something that I'm trying to bring together, and that's something that we made a pack as a staff that we had to try and sort, and we're getting there.
It's interesting you speak about the team, you speak about my players, my team. You've taken ownership of this very quickly, and is that something the players have also had to buy into? This is you've not signed any of these players, but they're your players.
Yep, they're not, but I'm in charge of them, and I'll tell you something, Brian, I'm loving being in charge of them, because it was a challenge. It was a challenge I was willing to take on. I said I'm going to meet it head on. and that's what I've done, that's what my staff's done, and I've got to give credit to the players, and I keep saying that, they've took on board what I expect from them. It's alright being a good team, that's not enough here. There's a lot of other things that you need to be a good Rangers team, and we've sat down individually, collectively as a group, and we've spoken about these things, and I think you're seeing it certainly in the last couple of performances. Look, last night, ideally we'd like to get the win, and we didn't, obviously get beat 2-0, but it was on edge. But the guys were putting their bodies on the line. You've seen guys cramp them up. They gave a performance that was full of grit, determination, desire. That's all the things that I want in my team, alongside a good football team, don't forget that, but they're musts when you're at Rangers.
Finally for me, I think the last Rangers manager to win his first Old Firm game was Alan McCoy.
Oh, I'm surprised it didn't remind me of that last night.
He probably, he'll send you a text.
He probably will, there's no doubt. No, look, I don't kind of look into that. Look, 8 games is a long time, so we need to go and try and change that on Sunday, and that'll be our mindset on Sunday.
Right, Alan, Josh, then Ram at the finish, please.
Last night, very quickly. Jose seemed very well disposed towards you personally. Did you have any words for you afterwards, after the game?
No, I never spoke to him, and he came into the dressing room actually after when we obviously the players stopped their celebration with the fans. I get carried away a wee bit. After a minute, I just realised I was on top of somebody's back in front of the stand. But look, that's my emotion and that's my passion. I was just delighted for the boys, because as I said to you, they gave me everything last night when backs were against the wall at times. And but he came into the dressing room and wished me all the best. Look, I said before I come up against Fenerbahçe, he's a guy who I have huge respect for. He's one of the best managers that's ever been, and it was a huge achievement, not just for me, but the staff, the players, the board, the supporters, for us to put a team out of that standard.
Rama?
Barry, obviously, fans return tomorrow. How much are you hoping that the game is remembered for what happens on the pitch and nothing happens off it?
Look, first and foremost, I'm delighted fans are back. In terms of trouble off it, that doesn't concern me. I'm sure the fans will come and they'll support us, the 2,500. They'll come and they'll demand a performance from us. In terms of trouble, doesn't concern me. In terms of, I know what our fans are like, they'll come and they'll get right behind us. And I'm just happy that there's a bit of change now, and hopefully going forward, maybe in the future, we could start to see a bit more coming back.
Following the victory at Ibrox in January, Rangers put a high tempo, high press game. Can you adopt a similar approach at Celtic Park to try and get a result? Do you need to be more conservative?
Man, you ain't getting my tactics. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to draw it out of me. You'll see on Sunday. You'll see on Sunday.
Very last one.
You see in terms of your approach, speak about being flexible, saw that last night again. You might give the players a bit of confidence that they're not just going to do the same thing, and you maybe have the ability to help them in the touchline a little bit more and change things with you.
Yeah, I've got to be respectful when you come up against teams, different standards and different formations, and I'm a big believer that I played in teams that we could change, and I think it's a big part of football. You can't just go the same way every single time, and you've seen it in the second half. I went for a 3 at the back to a 4. Could it have went more smoothly? Yep, but again, we're getting used to a bit of change, and I've got to understand that. I want everything done straight away, but I've got to understand that it's new to the players. But I'll go back to it. One thing about the players is they've took it on board. They're tuning in, and that's all you can ask as a manager.
Okay, quite a bit for the Sundays and Barry till 12 o'clock tomorrow.